What's good, y'all, and welcome to my review for Andor Season 1. Apparently, Season 2 is already in development, according to my man Platinum. He told me that they're apparently already shooting it. I don't know, I haven't heard anything myself, but yeah, either way, man, I fucking loved Andor Season 1 and desperately want there to be a Season 2. There's a lot of great in this show, although I gotta say, I'm pretty sure I didn't like this show as much as everyone else because I went on Twitter. Everybody is singing Andor's praises. You know, I saw one, like, I think it was like Brown Taylor saying, like, this is the best Star Wars thing since the original trilogy, which, bro, calm down there. The prequels, come on now. Revenge of the Sith, Obi-Wan series. Let's not kid ourselves here, Mandalorian, you know. I wouldn't go that far, man. But I loved Andor, and a lot of other people were sharing similar sentiments. While I didn't love it as much, in fact, I would probably say that this was probably my least favorite of the Disney Plus series of Star Wars Disney Plus series that I have reviewed. Not saying really saying much, like I said, I still love the show, but compared to like Mandalorian, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and the Book of Boba Fett, I ended up preferring all three of those over Andor. But Andor was still a fantastic series in its own right, man. And yeah, let's just jump right in. So the series stars Diego Luna, Andrea Ajit, Stalin. I never heard you know you pronounce it, dude. Stellan, whatever the fuck you pronounce his first name. Skarsgård, Denise Gyal, I'm not even pronouncing the last name. Kyle Soller, Fiona Shaw, and many more. The plot of Andor is the series, the story of the rebel spy casting Andor's formative years of the rebellion and his typical missions for the cause. Now, the first thing I got praised, obviously, the cast of this series is fantastic. Diego Luna is fucking brilliant in this show, man. This man should get nominated for an Emmy if you ask me, man. His performance was absolutely incredible. Denise Gyo, however you pronounce her last name, she was great as well. She was probably my favorite of the new characters that got introduced in this series. I really dug her character and like her trying to like rise up the ranks of the Empire. And I just overall really liked her, man. Every time she was on screen, I always enjoyed her scenes whenever she had screen time in a particular episode that she's trying to like rise up the ranks of the Empire and do her thing and trying to crush those damn rebels. She was great, man. I loved her character. Kyle Soller, I thought he was pretty funny. Basically, the dude's entire role up in the series is basically after the third episode is him basically trying to get his job back at the Empire. His scenes were pretty funny, man. His scenes were pretty funny. But obviously, the highlight of the cast of this year is obviously the man, the myth, the legend, Andy Serkis. Bro, this man is fucking brilliant in this series. He easily steals the show when he gets introduced in the second half. And bro, he is just an overall very underrated actor. Like this man I don't think he gets credit. I'm sure he's mostly known for just doing, like the Apes movies and Gollum and Lord of the Rings. But Jesus Christ, when it's just him by himself, not covered in dots and doing mocap and everything, he is still a phenomenal actor, man. Oh my god, this man deserves more respect than he gets, man. He is so fucking good in this series, and he just steals the show the second he's introduced, man, from when we last see him, man. Bro, he was easily the highlight of Andor, man. He was fucking incredible, man. I fucking loved him. Absolutely loved him. The action scenes I thought was overall good. The cinematography in this show is fantastic, man. A lot of episodes really stuck out, especially episode 6. That episode really stuck out with the cinematography of that episode. The score I also thought was really good. You guys, I'm pretty sure I mentioned that in my first impressions of the series as well. And also, like I mentioned, my first impressions as well. I love the opening of the show. Like I said, you guys know I hate the text only intros. I just show the title only, and then they just call that an intro. You guys know I hate that. And I kind of wish they went back to normal intros like old TV series used to have back in my day, and all that shit. But Andor probably has the best one, man. I love the title sequence they have for Andor, and I love them, man. The droid that gets introduced, which I don't think we ever get the droid's actual name. Like, at least I don't think so. I could be misremembering, and we did. But I loved him, man. He's out of all the new droids that got introduced since Disney has bought Star Wars, at least from what I've seen from live action projects. He was probably my favorite one. I love that droid, man. He was so good, man. Every time he was on screen, man, he always sold the show, man. I fucking loved that droid, man. Another thing I really dug was how they just overall handled Andor's character. We got to see a little bit more of his past, see about him and his mother, a little bit into when he was before she found him, and a little bit into his childhood, which I do wish they kind of expanded a little bit more on, and they did kind of continue on with him looking for a sister, but then again, that could be in a season 2 where Andor started and goes harder in trying to find his sister, which that was pretty cool. We saw it in the first couple episodes, and I kind of wish they kind of brought back to it. But really, but basically once he gets taken by Skarsgård's character, and got into that first little mission he does with the other rebels, that subplot's more or less just dropped completely and just like completely forgotten about. But I would definitely say that when Andor is in that like prison in the second half of the season, that was easily Andor in his belt. That was probably some of my favorite episodes of Andor, was when he was inside that prison, and of course the eventual prison break. I think that's about everything that I can think of off the top of my head that I loved about the series. There's a lot I loved about it. The only thing, and this is probably the reason why I didn't love it as much, is as everyone else, is probably because is that one of the supporting characters that has our own like mini subplot that gets a lot of screen time in the episodes is this one rich elite woman that's on Coruscant. Which, first off, it was pretty cool to finally see some more of Coruscant during the original trilogy, since we haven't really seen anything of Coruscant since like Revenge of the Sith, because budgets and everything from the original movies, and it was just kind of cool to see because Coruscant looked post Revenge of the Sith. So that was pretty cool to see some of Coruscant, because I don't even think we saw it in Obi-Wan Kenobi. I don't think, anyway. We might have visited that planet as well, but I can't remember for sure. But I don't think we saw it in Obi-Wan Kenobi. So that was pretty cool, but I just didn't find her story particularly interesting. I don't think it was bad or nothing. I just didn't really find it all that interesting. And I also thought the show was a little bit slow around the beginning episodes. It kind of picked up with like once they got with Andor got with that rebel army for that heist episode. It kind of started off a little slow. It kind of took me time to get you to warm up to the characters, but yeah, eventually it did obviously ramp up in episode 6, bro. Yo, that episode was fucking fire, bro. That and probably episode, I think 10 was a prison break episode. Those were probably my 2 favorite episodes of the season, man. Both of them were fucking phenomenal, man. The action was great, the score was great, the performances were fantastic, man. Both those episodes were fucking brilliant, man. But yeah. Also, I hate how they wrote off Andy Serkis's character. Now, what happens to him, I don't think is inherently bad. I just, without getting into spoilers, is that it's like the writers, like, we're having so much fun with writing him, enjoying writing him so much, that either they just straight up forgot, or was someone mandated from Disney saying, like, hey, we can't have 2 characters played by Andy Serkis and this coexisting in this universe. You got to get rid of him. Like, you got to get rid of him fast. And they're just like, here, there. Because it kind of comes off so much, and it's like so prevalent to how they escape. You're like, bro, you didn't think to mention this beforehand? That really, like, I was loving the episodes up to that point and everything. But then how they wrote him off, I'm like, bro, you didn't think to mention this earlier? Like I said, it works. I think it still kind of works. It would work if they had just, because this is something that's kind of important. You're like, why would you not think to mention this sooner? If they did, I probably wouldn't have had this problem with it. But because the dude just waits till at the very end to say this, I'm like, bro, you didn't think to mention this earlier. This is kind of important. You know what I mean? Like I said, I'm trying not to get into spoilers, but that kind of annoyed me with how they got rid of, how they wrote him off. But besides that, man, love this character, love that episode. The last episode as well was fucking brilliant as well. I love that episode. The last episode was amazing as well. And the post-credit scene, the final episode, bro, yo, that shit had me popping off, man. I love that post-credit scene. That was pretty awesome. And yeah, I would love for there to be a season 2 that kind of that'll probably go into like how Andor was fully integrated into the Rebel Alliance, and kind of like some of his first couple missions there. It would be kind of cool if Andor or the second season of Andor would lead directly into Rogue One, like Rogue One led into A New Hope. That would be pretty cool. If Andor is indeed going to be getting a second season. But yeah, man, that's all I got to say about Andor. Overall, a fantastic show. I'm pretty sure I didn't love it as much as everyone else did on Twitter, but I still had a blast watching it, man. I had a lot of fun, and Diego Luna was phenomenal, man. Andy Serkis was incredible, and I hope to God there's a season 2, because there was a lot, because this show was a lot better than I thought it was going to be. And yeah, this show made Andor a way more interesting and loved character for me, because before, I didn't, like I said, I mentioned this in my reaction, whatever. I never hated Andor or nothing, but I was just kind of like, oh yeah, Andor, he's kind of cool. Because you guys remember I said I was shocked that this show got announced, because I thought if any of the Rogue One characters were in their show, I thought it would probably give Felicity Jones's character, who was the MC of Rogue One, telling us what happened with her between, the opening of Rogue One and when the Rebels actually found her, So I honestly thought that she was gonna get one, but nah, Andor, he proved why he got his own series, man. And like I said, Diego Luna was fucking incredible in the show, man. And yeah, hopefully there's a season 2 because I would love to see more of this. I loved Andor, and I would love to see more of the season, man. And yeah, that's about all I got for you guys today. Overall, my final verdict for Andor season 1 is going to be a 9 out of 10, guys. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. You like if you did, subscribe if you're new. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, if you like it. Links down below. And as always, come back for more. See you guys next time. You